Alabama Extra starts right now.
Hey, welcome back in. The list of candidates hoping to win Senator Tommy Tuberville's seat is quickly expanding, and we're giving you a chance to hear their campaign platform. Republican candidate Jared Hudson joined us Wednesday after announcing that Dakarai Larriett is running as a Democrat. Joins us now to talk about what he's running on. Good to have you with us this morning.
Thanks.
All right, first of all, just give people a brief synopsis of your background.
Sure. Well, I'm an entrepreneur, former executive. I work for Fortune 500 companies like Whirlpool and Louis Vuitton, and I'm a community leader. So I volunteer in my community. I'm very engaged. In fact, I even volunteer for Meals on Wheels.
And you also started your own business, a pet company, right?
I did 14 years ago, all manufactured here in the United States, and all about keeping our pets happy and safe.
And your father served in the military, right?
Yes. So we have served together, I like to say, all over the world.
Oh, wait.
My dad served in Germany, Korea, and then we've lived all over the United States on a military basis.
Talk about your educational background, because it's interesting because it sort of ties in with this effort to help more charter schools in the state.
Yes, thank you for asking about that. Well, my mom is a public school teacher, 35 years in, right here in Alabama. And basically, my parents spent my youth shuttling me to magnet schools. My mom wanted the very best for me. So W.J. Christian was my middle school, a gifted middle school. From there, I went to Alabama School of Fine Arts, and that set me up to go to the University of Alabama.
Okay, and so that's where part of your emphasis is on education. How do you talk about expanding those opportunities? What do you want to see implemented?
Well, as a baseline, Mike, I want to make sure that we are providing a baseline education that sets all of our youth up for success. That's the basics. We have to do that. But there's no reason we can't offer charter schools and specific institutions that allow the youth and parents to find what's right for them, even if that is homeschool or maybe a specialty like arts.
Why the emphasis on healthcare too? We know that Medicare right now, there's Medicaid, where there's some interest in what's going to happen with this budget bill in terms of cuts. But what specifically are you hoping to implement in your campaign platform?
Again, you can't enjoy anything in life if you're sick, right? There's this virtuous cycle. We want to be economically successful. We want to be educated, but you can't enjoy that if you're ill. And what we're seeing is a loss of access to Medicaid. And people in this state depend upon those programs. So we've got to ensure that they are funded and expanded in the right way.
All right. As you know, Alabama is predominantly a red state. The electorate historically recently has certainly led that direction. How do you plan to try to win this race when you know you'll be fighting against those odds?
Well, this campaign is not about red or blue or black or white. It is about the people of Alabama and reaching out to them. So I spent the weekend talking to Quakers. I then went up to DeKalb County and spoke to folks in a very agricultural part of our state. It's about building those constituencies. I think about the engineers up in Huntsville, the researchers in Birmingham. There are a lot of folks that are very unhappy with the direction of the state and the country right now.
When you talk about your platform, as we wrap up here, I think we only got about a minute left. I know also there was a new law passed in Alabama that you take issue with. Explain why.
HB 202, and the expansion of qualified immunity in our state. I want to say I respect our law enforcement, brave men and women that keep us safe every single day. But at the end of the day, we have to take care of the constituents and the people here in Alabama. And they have to be respected, and we have to hold our law enforcement accountable to them. So I have some concerns about that due to a personal experience of false arrests where I did not get justice. And I worry about these laws expanding to the point where no one else will get justice when things go on.
And I do want to point out that, those who are in support of that law say the federal protections or holding law enforcement accountable are still there. But again, I know there are a lot of questions about that from some other sides. Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Appreciate it so much.
Great to be here. I appreciate it.
We're making